A short drive down any popular roadway or a walk through a parking lot will no doubt produce views of something a little fishy. If you look at the bumpers of vehicles, you see at least a few Christian fish emblems. This is Tom again. From the basement of my residence, deep in the heart of the 715, this is Fuel for the Fire, volume 613, A Little Fishy. It's called an ichthys, and in Christianity's early days, it was more than just a sign of faith. Times were tough in the early church. They were getting it from both sides. Orthodox Jews didn't believe Jesus was the Messiah, and Jews who did were considered heretics, often disowned by family. And the Romans had no room for radical change either. But radical change is exactly what Jesus brings. And the cost of Christianity could be great. Many lost their lives when it was discovered they had an allegiance to Jesus. The ichthys was relatively easy to draw, just a couple overlapping arcs. It was used as a code between Christians in times of persecution. If two strangers met, one would draw one arc of the fish, and if the other knew to draw the other arc, they would know they were safe in one another's company. Unity is still crucial 2,000 years later. We can accomplish little to nothing without it, and yet with it we can do all things. And there's nothing fishy about it. Christianity is our common bond. Christianity transcends all other barriers and differences, including but not limited to race, age, socioeconomic strata, talent, and beauty. To some, it's a little fishy, but to the believer, we get it. Ephesians 4:3-6 reminds us we must endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There's one body, one Spirit, even as they are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all. The passage is trying to remind us that we have a lot in common, and we really do. We have a common enemy, the devil. We have a common struggle, sin. We have a common venue, the world. And true believers have a common future, victory in Jesus. We gain heaven by the work of Jesus Christ, but along the way we need each other. We need those of like precious faith. And it all comes full circle as we read Matthew 4:19. What does it say? It says we're to be fishers of men. It's a little fishy. That's the way I see it. And that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.